as a market intelligence, thought leadership, business exchange and market access platform program driven by the KZN Fashion Council. Officials say it is key to the survival of the fashion industry in the province, the country and the continent. It is envisaged to solve the most inherent challenge of the industry, with most of South African and African designers not getting the necessary exposure and platforms to market their products, exchange business ideas and set the agenda for the fashion sector in sub-Saharan Africa. To tell us more, we're joined by Palesa Kwitshana, who is the Managing Director of the KZN Fashion Council. Palesa, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, that's a lot we've said in that intro, but let's break it down a little bit. Okay. What is the primary function of the Africa Fashion Exchange?
I think maybe just to step back a bit, let's talk about the Fashion Council itself.
Yeah.
So we're funded by the KZN Department of Economic Development and Etegoli Municipality. So it was established in 2009 because we wanted to harness the business of fashion. Of course, we all consume fashion day to day. We know it's an expression of self, of culture, of who you are, your mood, and it's somewhat to the status of who you are. So now we're thinking, put aside the flattery stuff of fashion, let's talk about the business of fashion, the value chain. And unfortunately, up till today, when you talk fashion, you just talk designers. There's footwear, there's jewelry, there's textile, there's everything. So what we're saying is that we want to create a platform through the Africa Fashion Exchange, because let's be honest, there's always these fashion weeks, Joburg Fashion Week.
That was my next question, actually.
And we said, okay, how are we going to set ourselves apart as a province? So we then said, let's be the host of this platform where it's more like knowledge sharing, but also it's a melting pot for all of us in Africa, in the country and in the province to say, what are the similarities? And, there could only be certain fashion issues that we can relate to as Africans, but also as a province. So the Africa Fashion Exchange, taking place in June, is designed to invite role players from all over the continent, in the country as well, in the province.
I like what you're saying when you're talking about all the other platforms, because there are so many platforms. Yeah. There's just so many things currently happening around fashion in the country. But one of the things that we struggle with is the translation from setting up a designer to the fruition of becoming a successful business person. How do you connect the dots? So how do you create that pipeline to make sure that young people coming through this exchange at the end of it end up being viable businesses? Because that's what it's about, really.
So we have a program called 21 Step to Retail. So essentially we take already trading, but obviously trading is a loose term. You could be sitting in some arcade in town somewhere, putting garments together, but maybe you don't have the softer skills of business. So what we do, we take those already trading designers and we say, come through our program. It's extensive. We've got different programs through marketing. How do you market yourself? How do you, the soft skills of professionalism, what we then do, we put them through the platforms. We had some good success stories, like the Lady Zarth, who's currently dressed me today,
very
as well
stylish.
as some other people that say, okay, you've been through our program, and then what we'd like to do is then put you on SA Fashion Week or even London Fashion Week sometimes. We've taken some, and we want to find more African platforms. So what this is going to do is to say, how has this translated in the proper development? Because we are an NPO. Okay. So we're not it's almost like a developmental thing, but that it's a platform to grow the business of fashion.
Let's talk about the business of fashion from province to province.
Yes.
Is KZN that different from Johannesburg, which is seen as a hub maybe? Are the inherent issues that young designers face in KZN different from Joburg?
I think that problem exists in all the industries. We all know that there's many people, especially around the craft, who are from KZN, but they have to come to Johannesburg to be successful. And we want to break that mold. Let's use our own people, let them be successful and start trading in our province. So this is what is wanting to do, to say, let's be proudly KZN, but obviously not excluding other provinces as well. That, I would say, it's not just a fashion industry problem, but it's abroad all industries in economic viability, that people have to leave their province to be successful elsewhere.
Let's talk about that economic viability very quickly, because we talk about the development of fashion designers, we talk about creating a retail pipeline for them, but sometimes the big problem is that we as a consumer market don't buy local.
Exactly.
And I've heard this word being bandied about, education. Consumers need to be educated. But How do we do that shift? How do we get South Africans to buy South African products?
The good thing is that we're a lifestyle brand. So in there, we live with the music industry, we live with the film industry, and that's the kind of collaboration we need to. So we need our celebrities that people look up to proudly say, if there's an award, you know, I'm dressed by, and I think it's getting there. I mean, the David Tlalis of this world are already starting the mini Lam.
The Tula Cindy's, but they operate at a level though.
But at least they're setting the tone.
Yeah.
So now it should be an end thing. You can't be posting on Instagram dressed by European design. You know, let's kill that. Let's say we are proud enough to say, I'm going to let a local designer to dress me when I'm going to put my best foot forward. So those are the kind of things, and I'm proud to say we've even got ladies who actually manufacture shoes now say, listen, we want to do this, and you know, come on board, because maybe there's a feeling that, you know, maybe shoes, we're not there yet, but we need to break that stereotype.
In 10 seconds, where can people follow you? They want to learn more about the work you're doing?
Lovely. We've got Instagram, we've got Facebook, we've got a website, www.fashionexchange.co.za, and there's blogging. You can even Google it and just see what the work we're doing already.
Awesome. Palesa Kwitshana is the Managing Director of the KZN Fashion Council, talking to us about the work they're doing in that province. And I love what you're saying. It's all about creating a hub within KZN and not having to leave to come to Johannesburg in order to make it. We take an ad break. Let us know what you think. It's Morning Live at SABC.co.za. Don't go anywhere.
Thanks.